Welcome to Copy Chief Radio. Today's show is a new breed episode where today's most innovative marketing and copywriting stars share their most effective methods for optimizing results in the fast-changing world of direct response marketing. To check out all the Copy Chief Radio episode types, go to copychief.com/CCR. Hey friends, it's Kev. Thanks for being here. I'm with Jen Gottlieb today. Hey Jen, how are you?
So happy to be here, Kevin. This is a long time coming.
It is. We first met, I want to give some context to this because everybody talks about this idea of giving value, right? Just give value and then great things happen. You and Chris, your partner in the business and in life, I guess married now?
Almost. We'll be
almost married.
Next year. Yeah.
Congratulations. Live this. And so from my experience, 2 years ago, pre-pandemic, probably 2019, December, you invite me to a dinner. Hey, Kev, just come have this great dinner. We're going to get some folks together here in Tampa that we all think would just find value in meeting each other. You throw this amazing dinner at this amazing restaurant with these amazing people. And I can't tell you how much that one event has reverberated through my life and career. Adrienne Dorison, whom I met there, we've become great friends. We have coffee all the time. We promoted each other. She spoke at my event. JJ Virgin and I got closer at that event. And so, first of all, I want to thank you. And second of all, give people the context for that's what it looks like to invest in people, I think. And beyond just the event itself, I was fortunate to sit next to you during dinner and just chatting. You gave me some advice that was like really actionable and helpful. And so talk to me about sort of that philosophy and that idea of just like getting people together in its simplest form.
So we truly believe that connection and relationships are the unfair advantage in life. There is nothing better. When I connect the dots looking backwards of my life, I realize that every single dot that's led me to where I am has always been a human being. It's always been a person. Mm-hmm. And so Chris and I have really, especially pre-pandemic and even after the pandemic, we've figured out ways to make this happen. But every time we would travel to a city, we would throw a dinner like that. And the concept, the whole theme behind the dinner was literally what you just said. Invite really interesting people to a dinner, pay for everything, and create an experience where they can connect with each other and help each other. And it's so crazy what happens at these dinners because we're so connected now via social media and the internet and all the things, but we're actually more disconnected than ever before. And when you put people in a room and you actually initiate a powerful conversation, and the question we have everybody go around and answer is, what do you need help with right now? And that brings everybody down to the same level. Maybe somebody that you think is, oh my God, they've got so many followers and so many friends and such a big business. Like what could they possibly need? And you compare yourselves to them. When you put everybody at the same level, everybody needs help with something. And when you start actually helping someone, like just having conversation and figuring out how you can help them instead of just like, what can you do for me? What can you do for me? It opens up this powerful new form of a relationship where it's win, 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 win. Like what you just said, you and Adrienne, help each other out. I helped you out. You helped me out. And that's what moves your business forward. And that's honestly what moves your life forward. And it helps you get over that whole imposter syndrome that we feel sometimes when we're like, everybody has it better than me, or I'm not good enough. Right. I love to just be like, listen, here, you're sitting next to somebody that has like maybe $1 billion business and they don't have enough, they want friends, or they have this problem with this that you can help them with. Yeah. It's so empowering. We love doing it. And hopefully the pandemic will end soon so we can go and do our dinners again. But right now we're doing it virtually and it's working, but not as well as it does in person.
Yeah. It's just it's an intimate connection. And that's where you get a chance to really appreciate each other. But yeah, so you guys just live your principles. You've also been able to sort of, for lack of a better term, package this into usable, not only you've got a boot camp coming up, the Be on TV boot camp, which we're going to talk about. Mm-hmm. And I know you guys work with like Todd Herman, who's done amazing media and just the impact of that. But obviously, most people listening to this aren't necessarily waking up going, how can I get on TV? As powerful as it is. Also, but we're all on TV every day if we think about it, right? First of all, whoever thought we'd be carrying around television studios in our pockets? Yeah. Jen, you spent a decade on VH1 as a host. And I'm sure the amount of equipment it took to get you live on, on VH1 compared to now we can literally, you pull it out of your pocket and do it all the time.
Yep.
That's staggering. But it's also now a requirement. It's kind of weird if you don't come on camera. If you're on a prospect call or something, it's just, it's expected. And so we all have to learn how to stare down what can feel like a really cold lens and get cozy with it.
Yeah, we do. It's just, it is what it is. And listen, I'm an actress and I've been performing my entire life. I've been on camera basically my entire life since I learned how to talk. I was singing and dancing and acting in front of the camera. But when I went to go do my very first Facebook Live to promote my business, when I transitioned into an entrepreneur, Kev, I sat there for over an hour and debated on if I could press go live. I was petrified. And then when I finally pressed it, if you back scroll on my Facebook, everyone listening, I invite you to do it. Back scroll and go watch some of my initial Facebook Lives. They're horrific. I'm so nervous. I don't know what to say. I was literally sitting there saying, this is weird. I don't get it. Like, it's uncomfortable. It's even for someone like me who is a trained actor, it's a different experience. But what I can tell you, I promise, every time you do it, you get a little better. It sucks and it's scary the initial time. But here's the thing about building confidence. Like, confidence is not a trait that we're born with. Actually, confidence is something that you build over time by doing uncomfortable stuff consistently. So every time you say you're going to do something and you don't do it and you don't stick with that commitment because you're scared or whatever, you back out, you're losing trust in yourself. You're becoming less confident because you can't trust yourself. But every single time you stick with a commitment you make with yourself, say, okay, I'm going to go live on Facebook. I'm just going to do it. And you're scared and it sucks. And you're like, my God, I don't want to press it. And you press it and you do it. And maybe it's horrible, but you get off. And when you're done, that's subconscious. You remember that, oh, wow, it was hard, but I did it anyway and I didn't die. And you put a little coin in the confidence bank and you become a little bit more confident. So the next time you go to do it, it may be scary, but it's going to be a little less scary because you're going to remember, okay, I did it last time. It wasn't that bad. I can do it again. And that taking action again and again and again, well, then now I don't really have an issue going live on Facebook anymore when I used to be petrified. So it really is just practicing the discomfort.
I love that. I love what you said. Coins in the confidence bank. It's so true. Like, I try to remind people all the time, even if they're not going live, it's free to practice on your phone with your camera and only you can see it.
Yeah.
And if you're willing to just do it, Loom is another great one, right? An app like Loom where you can I use it all the time now, partly because maybe I'm lazy. I'm always hoping that I try to keep it under to a minute, right? And I've got isn't it amazing how you can set this timer in your head? How often have you pulled out your phone to make a video and it's exactly 59 seconds, even though you weren't intending it to be, right?
Uh-huh.
And so it really is a trained thing. And the more you just use it to practice and get comfortable using it, then when a big opportunity comes, it's like nothing to you.
Listen, luck is when preparation meets the moment of opportunity. So we're always practicing and preparing for that moment when you get the opportunity to shine. And that's when you can really make stuff happen and you got to be ready. So yes, I love that practice. Take out your phone. You don't have to show it to anybody. You can just record yourself. I'll take out Zoom before I get on a podcast and I'll just take out my own Zoom and I'll just set up my lighting and my camera and, I'll look at the, practice a little bit. And there's all kinds of tips and tricks that you can use to make yourself feel a little bit more confident on camera. One of the things that I've done, and I would still do if I was about to do something that was really making me nervous, is I'll take a photo of someone that I love or really care about or that I'm really comfortable around, like Chris. Like, I'll take a picture of Chris. I've done this for media interviews and I put it right next to my camera. Because here's the thing, like, Kev, are you ever nervous when you're talking to your wife? Like,
no.
Do you get nervous? Like, are you scared you're not going to know what to say or like uncomfortable? Right. No, you talk like you're you.
Right.
You're totally confident. You never forget the words. You never, and so, right? Like, we're always nervous we're going to forget. Well, if you were just talking to someone that you loved and you cared about and telling them about what you do or talking about something that you know about and you were talking to your fiance or your wife or your husband or your kid, then it's just going to flow. So I'll put a picture of someone there and I'll just pretend that I'm talking to them. And it comes out really naturally. It's a lot easier.
I love that. Yeah, it's a really good point. So it's where that confidence meets that comfort. And there's two things here, is not only just being able to be on camera and not look like a crazy person and like you have your stuff pretty easy to put something on the walls behind you. I change these pictures out all the time. my old office had just album covers. And when I first did it, I'm like, that's the coolest thing ever. Now I look back, I'm like, that was kind of, that was a little rough, So, but everything goes through iterations, Hey, business owners, I know you're busy. It's right there in the title. And I know you also want to find a great copywriter without jump through a bunch of hoops because, you're busy. And hiring the perfect copywriter who understands you, your audience, and can nail your voice is more important right now than ever. And look, I can tell you, after sitting on both sides of the table as a freelancer and a business owner, I know that hiring a good copywriter is tough. That's why we've launched our new Here to Hire membership in Copy Chief. It's a special limited membership that gives you the one thing you want, access to the perfect fit copywriters for your business. So if you're hesitant to hire a copywriter because you've been burned in the past, rest assured, Copy Chief copywriters are a different breed. They're widely regarded as the go-to pros to deliver quality work on time and drama-free. We have writers of all price and experience levels who specialize in your niche. Don't take my word for it. Check out all the details and hear what other Here to Hire clients are saying at copychief.com/hire. But then there's also like just being confident talking. And, it's funny, this whole thing with Zoom, like everybody's talked about, plastic surgery has gone through the roof because everybody's staring at themselves all day when they didn't before. But at the same time, it's also helping us self-edit and improve how we communicate, getting to the point faster, noticing when people might be dozing off or not paying attention, right?
So I love that. I call that meerkatting. So, when you're at a party and you're talking to somebody and all of a sudden they start kind of like looking over your shoulder for somebody else to talk to, they're like a meerkat. So for Zoom, it's like you can tell that they're Googling or they're texting, or, like they're like looking somewhere else on the screen, and you can totally tell that they're doing something else. So actually we teach this to help people figure out what stories are interesting. And this is specifically like when we do media training with our clients and they ask, and we start brainstorming, what stories should you tell the media that's going to get you on TV or get you published? And I'm sure, you guys are all copywriters, so you probably love this. We talk about lean in stories. So if you're talking to someone and you're telling a story and someone starts meerkatting you and they stop paying attention or they start going on Google or they start texting, that story's not interesting. Just take the hint. Don't tell the story anymore. It's not interesting. But here's the thing. Our stories are too close to us. Sometimes we think some of the stories we tell are like so cool, but they're not. And then sometimes we think some of the stories we tell are lame and boring, but to other people, they're so interesting. And pay attention to when people lean in. So the things that you say, and then all of a sudden someone goes, whoa, really? Tell me more. And they put down the phone, they focus, they're like, wait, what? Tell me that again. Those are the interesting stories that the media want to hear. Those are the stories that are going to go viral. Those are the stories that are going to get the most comments and the most shares. The lean in stories when other people lean in, not when you're thinking it's great, right? It's about that. So being on camera, being on Zoom, just having conversations with people. And right now we can't really do it in person, and paying attention to when they lean in and when they meerkat you is one of the most powerful tools you can use, especially as a copywriter.
It reminds me, like I had an advantage like you did as a performer. I had an advantage as a comedian because I got to stand in front of human beings and get immediate feedback on my stories were jokes and, if they were good or not. But it feels like now, especially when you're on like a group call, it feels like that again to me, where my favorite thing is leading our coaching calls. And I've got, 30 people on screen, and you can just tell you can literally see people lean in, like you said. It's a perfect word for it. And I'm like, oh, and I look for a laugh, like how come that guy didn't laugh? Oh, he wasn't, that joke was specifically for him and he didn't laugh,
Yeah.
So we're getting that same kind of feedback again. And so we have to just embrace this. Give us one more tip. These are so great. I love the meerkatting. I know you guys have a million of these. Like one more just great everyday camera tip.
Every day. Okay, so here I got a really good one for you. This is for being a little bit more interesting on camera or even when taking a photo. So I know a lot of people get really nervous during photo shoots or media interviews or Zoom because they feel like, and then they get like dead face. Like they look like a deer in headlights, like for their photos. And they look at all their photos and they're like, crap, I don't even know which one to choose because I look like a crazy person in all of them. So I have this trick that I use, and this trick can also be used for a job interview, a sales call. It just makes you seem a hell of a lot more interesting to anybody and very mysterious, and it makes people pay attention to you more. So when I was an actress, an acting teacher said to me, whenever you go into an audition, before you go in, I want you to think in your head of a secret that you know and nobody else knows. Okay, it's like it's me. It could be a dirty secret. It could be a funny secret. It could just be a really interesting secret. Because what happens when you have a secret that no one else knows and you walk into a room, your whole entire energy shifts. So I could just, or even like in a photo shoot, like your energy in your face will completely change if you know something someone else doesn't know, right? Like if I walk into it, just automatically gives you more power. If I walk into a room and I'm like, hi, I'm Jen. What's up? Nice to meet you. Like I'm co-founder of Superconnector Media. That was like not knowing any secrets, right? But if I walked into the room or if I came onto Zoom and I was introducing myself to a podcast person or a media person or even like a sales call and introducing myself, talking about what I did. And I'm like, I'm Jen. Nice to meet you. I'm the co-founder of Superconnector Media, right? Like I'm thinking about something that person doesn't know right now, right? And it just makes me a little bit more interesting and it makes me more in control of the conversation and it gives me something to think about that's fun. So I don't worry about what I look like as much. So know a secret before you do anything and keep that secret in your mind and it's going to make you look way more intriguing.
That is great. I mean, that is like true acting skills on display because there was such a difference between those two. I'm going to have to share this clip of that video so people can see because you know what I felt like, even though you told me what you're doing, I felt like you were thinking something about me that excited me and intrigued me. Or you were curious. It made you seem curious about me. Like maybe you thought, oh, maybe he has a secret. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's really interesting, that idea of I'll have to think of a secret. It can't be too creepy because then I might make the wrong face, but.
It makes you laugh. It's great, right? It's just it's laughter and smiles. They're contagious. So and you know that you cannot not smile if someone you're talking to is smiling. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So if you walk into a room and you've got something going on up here and not deadpan and you're like, I've got something going on, like the other person's going to be so attracted to you because they're like, well, this person's really interesting.
All right, let's talk about the boot camp because this is a really cool thing you guys do. It's a free boot camp, correct?
$17, basically.
All right, $17. It's basically free. It's like, show us you care enough to invest $17 in yourself to learn these things. What are they going to learn on the boot camp?
So we've done this boot camp now. This is going to be our 10th time. So this is proven. We've iterated it a bunch of times and we get unbelievable results. In those 5 days, we teach you all the things you need to know to be able to pitch and book a TV segment in 5 days. Okay, so we'll teach you all the stuff that you need to be able to target the correct media places that you need to be featured in, get your messaging right, on-camera tips and tools, once you get them, how to leverage them, how to use your own network to be able to get on TV or get whatever publicity you need. But here's the thing that we don't tell people, right? We sell them what they want and we give them what they need. We're selling them, they want to be on TV, become the recognized expert in their niche by being on TV and create credibility and authority in your space so that, you know, people want to hire you because they Google you and they see, oh, wow, the person, that copywriter that I'm going to hire, he's been on TV talking about copy. Holy crap. Yes, I'm going to hire him. But the thing that we don't tell people that we do is it really is all about building confidence. Many of the people that come to our Be on TV bootcamp have never done a Facebook Live before in their entire life. They know that they have to get good on being on camera, and that's why they sign up. Many of them are very introverted, and they know they need to practice, but they just can't get themselves to do it. So we create a really powerful, engaged space where everyone's doing it together, where we're practicing being on camera. We do a lot of confidence exercises, especially in the beginning, to be able to give you the confidence and the mindset hacks and the tools that you need to be able to crush it on camera, whether that's on TV or on Zoom or on Facebook Live or Instagram Live or a phone call, you know, like whatever it is, having that confidence to be able to talk about yourself and what you do so that you can serve others.
I love that. That's so great. My new thing that I'm so excited about is this idea of IP, of intellectual property, right? Again, because we have these cameras in our pockets, this ability to create content. If you have knowledge, special knowledge, it's so easy to share it, put it out there, put a price on it, build an audience with it. And to be able to set up and do that on camera and have the confidence to do it is so key to get rid of imposter syndrome, to just embrace that even if what you're sharing has been shared before by others, it hasn't been shared your way, though exactly the way you'll say it with the story you have to tell about how it impacted you that somebody else is going to relate to, right? And so you can't worry about if there's anything new under the sun. It's about what you invest in yourself to be able to go tell that story your way. And that's what's going to reach people.
1,000%. One of the main questions we get asked, I'm sure you get asked this all the time, how do I stand out from the crowd? There's thousands of other people that do the exact same things as me. I'm like, yeah, there's always going to be thousands of people, millions of people that do the same thing as you. But the cool thing is there is only one you. There's only one you. And there's people out there that is only going to resonate with the way that you say the thing that everybody else is saying. And so what we empower people to do is share their message. Like, what is it about you that makes you special? It could be imperfect. It could be messy. It could be not that perfect and cool and Instagrammable, but that's what's going to make you relatable and special and somebody want to hear from you instead of everybody else. And during this bootcamp specifically, we really hone in on what is that lean in story for you and how do you share that in the most you way possible. We never want you to try to be like anybody else because your superpower is who you are.
I love it. Chris is looking good.
I know. He just started 75 hard. It's going to keep getting better.
Woo.
I know.
He was always fit, but I'm like, now he's posting his gym photos, which you have to do when you start feeling yourself, when you actually, your hard work starts to pay off. I'm like, tell him I'm impressed, man. He looks great.
I will. I'll tell him right after. That'll make his whole day.
Yeah. Kevin said that.
He really, actually, if you want to know something, he texted me. I was like, I'm about to hop on Kevin's podcast. He's like, he's amazing. I love him so much. So good that he, I don't know a lot of podcasts. He doesn't say that. So he said that about you.
I appreciate that. Cool. Well, you guys are awesome. I'm really excited. I know you have your mastermind. And like I said, people just need to go check out your stuff. So I think signing up for this boot camp is probably the best way to get to know you guys, what you do, and get a really, really affordable, crazy bargain 5-day workshop to understand what you guys do. You have a mastermind, the Super Connector Mastermind. We're talking like seriously high level. As you said, connections, networking, can't say enough about it. I like you, Jen, can go back through my entire life and certainly my career since I started copywriting and connect it through relationships. I used to say, I can trace every dollar I've made back to a handshake somewhere. Right?
Oh, that's good. That's good.
It's just, if you want to learn not only how to promote yourself, hone in on your IP, but get connected, then Chris and Jen are the best at it. And so thanks for doing this, and let's do more of them. I can't believe it's taken us this long.
I know. I love this. This is so fun.
We'll talk soon. Good luck with everything. And
thank you so much.
Can't wait to talk again. See ya.
Yay. Okay. We'll talk soon.
Hey, don't forget your goodies. Head over to copychief.com/copychiefradio to get some great free stuff to help you put the things you hear on the show into action for your business. Copychief.com/CCR.